Welcome back. It's that fantasy chick here for another stream this week, talking about uh, Superman and Lois and their 2 hour premiere last night. Um, yeah, I have I have a poll in the chat about what were your thoughts on the stream. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was meh? Me personally, I loved it. Um, but it was sad. They almost got this gangster's tears. I was very much I was so sad. I can't believe like okay, I get it. This is the last season of Superman and Lois. So I guess they figure they could kill off Superman. But part of me was like, but he's Superman. And Doomsday killed Superman and he came back. And all I got to do is get his heart. He's a Kryptonian. They could put all that back together. Um, oh my goodness. But yeah, so was very sad. But let's start off with hour one. So hour one picks up where season three's season finale left off, and it's Superman and Doomsday fighting in outer space for like days, like literal days are passing, and they're still fighting. This is like an epic fight. Um, it's it's crazy. It's crazy that they fought for days. And I was just waiting. I was just waiting for him to fly into the sun and get recharged and, you know, kill Doomsday. And then when he like fired up his heat vision, ready to take him out, I just knew he was gonna take out Doomsday. Oh my goodness, I am so traumatized. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they did that. And and I was like, so the worst part about Superman dying is that everyone in Smallville is now gonna know that Clark was Superman because like that man figured it out. He was like, yeah, they was too sad. Like I get we all love Superman, but they was way too sad over Clark. I mean over Superman dying. Um and everybody's gonna realize, oh, Superman died and we don't see Clark no more. It's not gonna take much for them to put that together. So all of Smallville is gonna know that Clark is Superman and that one of the boys is Superboy. And now Lex knows. Oh, that was just the worst, the worst, the worst, the worst. So, yeah, it's just okay. Let's start off with the fact that I don't like this Lex Luthor. I don't like him. I mean, not that you're supposed to like Lex Luthor, but I mean, I do hate Lex Luthor the character. I don't like this characterization of Lex Luthor. And I guess they're doing this because he's been in jail for 20 years, so he's probably a bit thuggish from his experience in jail, but I'm just like Lex Luthor's been to jail. Lex Luthor's been in and out of jail. I just don't see him as a thug. I see him as cunning and clever and dangerous, but never thuggish. I never see him as thuggish. Like this dude is a straight up thug. This dude, if you would have told me he was the gang leader of the Aryan Nation, I would have been like, yeah, I believe that. That that just doesn't feel like Lex to me. And this Lex has an ex-wife and a daughter. Who are these people? Who are these people? So who is this woman who married Lex Luthor? I don't know. I don't recall ever hearing of Lex Luthor having a wife or a child, for that matter. I don't know if they made that up for the show or if that's just something I've never heard of ever in life. Um, the most I remember hearing about Superman the animated series, and Lex Luthor dated Lois on that show, but I just don't remember hearing of any other girlfriends for Lex Luthor. Um, they also changed a lot. They changed Clark and Lois's backstory, because this Clark and Lois was spun off of Supergirl. And on Supergirl, they Lois went and gave birth on Candor, and she gave birth to one baby, and then supposedly they did the alternate. I don't know, somehow when things changed. I can't remember if it was them changing the alternate worlds or if it was the Flash, the Flash always changing the timeline. And John Diggle's daughter went from a daughter to a son, or a son to a daughter. Either way, the sex of John Diggle's child changed. And when that happened, they got an extra child. I don't know. But on Superman and Lois last night, they made it so, whereas they had she was always pregnant with twins. She gave birth to twins on Earth in Metropolis. So Supergirl has been completely wiped out. Like, whatever, how, the pregnancy, them going to Candor, having the baby under a red sun. So, da 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 da. And I guess they figured, since now we know these children weren't born with powers, and Jonathan never gets powers, and Jordan doesn't get his powers until he's a teenager, then I guess it's okay for her to give birth on Earth. But I'm like, so again, so we're just completely wiping out Supergirl, the show that they spun off on. So just, yeah, so like they changed their backstory. It was cute seeing the whole, oh, how, when she finds out he's Superman and blah 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 blah. That was cute. But I don't know, part of me still believes there is a chance to save Superman, because the show is called Superman and Lois. You can't have an entire season with one half of the title just dead and gone. Like, Superman has to come back. Like, even when Lex Luthor stomped on his heart, I'm like, yeah, he stomped on his heart, but the heart is still there. You could take the heart to your grandmother. She could do something to it. It's like, give her a chance. Give her a chance. So, yeah. It just, I don't know. I guess I spent the entire premiere waiting for them to come up with a way to bring him back. And then it was like, oh, we need to get the heart. I was like, well, maybe it might take more than just this episode to get the heart. But no, they get it back. He goes to get it. Jonathan tells him it's a trap. He don't care. I have powers. He doesn't. Normally I would be like, dude, you're being young and stupid. But I do remember last season, Jordan getting hit full tilt with kryptonite weapons and surviving. So I'm like, okay, so kryptonite doesn't affect him like it affects Superman. So I was like, okay, so maybe he can survive this. But why did Lex Luthor have a, a secondary weapon to hit him with? Why wasn't he depending on just kryptonite? He didn't know this boy didn't react the same to kryptonite. He didn't know that he would need something other than a kryptonite weapon to go after this boy, Superman's child. He knew he was Superman's child. He should have just had super kryptonite. I'm just upset. He should have just had kryptonite weapons. Why did he have this thing? And and I and I get it. Oh, you're a superhero, and they can overwhelm your hearing with this supersonic sound. I felt like there should have been a way for him to fight that. Of course, he wouldn't know because he's a teenager. There's just, but okay. So yeah. Um, so that whole first episode, the thing that I noticed the most was just how sparse it feels now. It feels very sparse because I remember them saying they wanted to cut back on the budget. So they cut a lot of characters and we're only going to get like that main family. And now we don't even get Superman. I'm sorry, I'm still upset. So now we don't even get Superman, but we did get Lana and her daughter. We didn't get I don't think we ever gonna see that other daughter ever again. Because even when they was all on the show, we barely saw the girl. But we don't see Lana's ex-husband. Chrissy was not in the episode at all. John and Natalie wasn't in the episode, even with the grandfather being missing and him mentioning her like, I have 3 grandchildren and I don't think she's lost so many people. I don't think she could take it. But we didn't see her. So I'm like, okay, so I guess they're just it's going to be like I brought up before, I used to watch soap opera characters and soap opera shows, and they would reduce a character from regular to recurring. So I guess all these characters are now recurring and we're only going to see them a little episode here, a little episode there. We're never going to see them like all together anymore, which, okay, budget cuts, but it really sucks for storytelling. I really felt it like it had Natalie and John been there, that could have made a difference. And now we're going to see them next week. And it's just like I don't know, it's just going to feel very piecemeal seeing some people some week, some people the other week. It's not going to be the same. So I already knew I wasn't going to like the fact that they got rid of all of those characters. And seeing how it's playing out, I don't know how it's going to affect the storytelling. But I did like the show was good. It was suspenseful. The fight in the first hour was awesome. I hate the way it ended. I hate the fact that Jordan just went off kill and just went after Lex Luthor, after his mom, and after his brother told him no. And he immediately knew, oh, that's his son. Like, having Lex Luthor be in town and have all this information and know everything about their family, and now there's no Superman and Jordan's not strong enough to fight. I'm like, we really need to get Superman back. How are they going to fight Lex Luthor without Superman? How? 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 Oh, so I just feel, I just, mm, mm, mm. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this season. I'm like, it was very good. Ah, but I am just, y'all just gotta know. Superman is one of my favorite characters. Like, I'm a DC girl, and I love the whole DC Trinity: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I feel like Batman is oversaturated, but yeah, I just really love Superman. He's a really good character because he's just very, very good. He is he's just unrealistically good. He is just so good and wholesome, and I love that about him. And on Superman and Lois, I love how he is such a good dad. He's a great dad. I hate the fact that they made him a deadbeat dad before the show started, because he would just leave and the boys had no idea he was Superman until they moved to Smallville. So he would just leave and go save the world, and they just thought their dad was leaving them behind and was never there when they needed him, because he was just some regular dude chasing a news story. Like, no, like, why would you let your child think that about your husband? Like, tell them the truth. I mean, you didn't have to tell them immediately, but I say, I don't know, 6 or 7, kids are able to keep secrets because they keep their own secrets. so, so I'd say, third grade, definitely. 8 years old, definitely. You're able to sit down, tell your 8-year-old child, Daddy's not a deadbeat. Daddy is Superman. But once they got over the whole, my father's been lying to me my entire life. He was a football coach, and he was just like a stay-at-home dad, except for when he was out saving the world. He was a really good dad, and I'm gonna miss that point of that part of the show, because even though he has his own little fortress AI thing, those things are devoid of emotion. They're basically a computerized version of their personality. Like, he has all the knowledge of Kal-El, but it just feels, yeah, it feels. So as you can see, I have many different emotions about Superman and Lois. The show was, like I said, it had great quality, like all the other episodes before, but it was a great show. It had great suspense, it had great action. Um, Loved how they dealt with the whole Lana being on the fence, like, I can't let Lex Luthor come in and take over my town, but I also can't let him target my family. He killed Superman. What the hell is he gonna do to me? So just setting up all of these little conflicts, him trying to get to his daughter, who's probably like in her 30s by now. And it's like, dude, if she don't want to talk to you, you need to just respect that and leave her alone. Just leave her alone. Then you have him deciding to take up residence in Smallville. Like, dude, you killed Superman. what more do you want to do? You ruined her life. Go back to Metropolis. But I guess he wants to take all of Smallville away from her. He wants to make her no longer feel safe. But so, you have those conflicts. And you also have where Smallville is a small town. And not only is he new in town, but he's also Lex Luthor. Everybody know he's evil. Nobody is going to like him, but everybody's going to be afraid of him. But I feel like there's power in numbers. If the whole town stands up to him, he's not going to be able to. There's not going to be much you can do, especially with the mayor against him. You have the mayor, you have the whole town. I really think this is a whole strength in numbers thing. But I don't know which way they were going to go. I didn't think they were going to allow Superman to stay dead. I really still don't think they're going to allow Superman to stay dead. I really believe, he's in suspended animation. I believe they are going to make a mechanical heart or something. He's an alien. They can come up with a way to bring him back. Who knows? Maybe they'll give him a kryptonite heart and then kryptonite won't bother him anymore. I don't know. I think there's a solution. We're just not seeing it. But yeah, I definitely feel a way. I feel a way. I feel a certain type of way about Superman being gone for good for now. Because even in the death of Superman, they ain't taking the heart out of his chest. Oh, and the part of me that was truly pissed off is, why did he have a heart like humans? He's a Kryptonian. Why are their bodies made up like ours? Like, what was that? I was watching Star Trek, and Spock's, his internal organ makeup is not the same. Like, he looks like a human and he's half human, but his internal organ makeup is different from humans. It's not the same. His heart's not in the same place, and he doesn't have organs in the same places, and then they're built different, they work different. I'm like, Superman shouldn't have the exact same. He's an alien. They should have been able to just pull his heart out of his chest. Oh, I'm just, my heart is broken. My heart is broken. But yeah, so please let me know in the chat. There is a poll. Let me know what you think about it. I am on the fence. I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was done very well. But like I said, I hated what they did to Superman. I don't like this Lex Luthor because he's a thug. And I mean, Gene Hackman is my least favorite Superman, but even he wasn't a thug. I'm like, I felt like I didn't like Gene Hackman. I mean, Gene Hackman's my least favorite Lex Luthor. Uh, but, and that's because I felt like he was a clown, you know, but he wasn't a thug. But this, for me, Lex Luthor is intelligent, he's clever, he's cunning. He is not, he's super evil, but he's not obviously evil. He's not angry. Like, this dude is just, anger is just coming off of him in waves. And I feel like Lex Luthor, um, he I don't know. He's been to the character has been to jail before, and he's gotten out, and he's Ethan Kill. He does not go around. I mean, he's going to get revenge, but he's not going to be like. "Arr." He's not going to be the. He's not going to be radiating anger. So I don't like this characterization of Lex at all. I don't like that. I don't feel like, for example, John Cryer. Now, John Cryer's Lex Luthor, I'm pretty sure he was in jail and he got out. But and although he had his angry moments, he wasn't radiating anger. He got out and he managed to do like Lex Luthor. He managed to turn his situation around and stay out. And he's just he was I felt like he yeah, that was closer to how I feel Lex would have acted getting out of jail. He's gonna be back on he's gonna be back on task. He's gonna hide his emotions because that's the way he fools the world. That's the way he stays out of jail. He fools the world into thinking he's the good guy. And people don't want to put him back in jail. So it's like this guy is dangerous and obviously angry, and people are going to be like, we need to get this nigga back in jail. And I feel like that's not Lex Luthor. That's not. He knows how to control his emotions and to stay like once he's out of jail, he's like, I'm not going back. I'm not going to be obvious about the crimes that I'm committing. Like, yeah, he's doing all this stuff through shell companies, but it's like you're being very obvious about taking revenge on Lois Lane. And I don't think that that just doesn't feel like something Lex would do. Lex would go back to Metropolis and fuck with her from afar. Like he would still be getting revenge, but he's going to be building up his image and making himself look innocent while still going after her. So this is why I don't like this characterization of Lex. He's just I feel like the guy that they had before, what was his name? Bruno? What was his name? The black dude whose wife put Lex in jail. I felt like he was more Lex Luthor like than this Lex Luthor. Like that dude he was giving Lex Luthor. He was giving, I'm this guy, I built this cancer hospital and I'm doing all these good things. I'm giving back to the neighborhood and blah, 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 blah. And underneath it all, he's doing all these experiments, he's killing people, and he's this crime boss. And I'm like, that felt like Lex Luthor. This is just a thug who got out of jail. I didn't like him. I don't like him. So do again. Okay, so we got one vote on the poll and they thought it was awesome. Okay, that's good. So we got one person thinks it was awesome. Like I said, I am on the fence. I I think it was a great episode. Well, two great episodes. I thought they were well done, well acted, well written. They were great episodes. I don't like the characterization of Lex. I don't like the sparse feeling of, Superman died. All these characters should have been there for Lois and the boys. So it just feels so sparse without them. And I don't like that they killed Superman. Why? Oh, you guys don't know who Nancy Kerrigan is. She was this Olympic gold skater, and and sh- and Tanya Harding got her boyfriend to uh basically hit her in the knee, basically break her leg. I don't know if he broke a leg, I can't remember, but he injured her so she couldn't perform, and so Tanya could win, and blah 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 blah. And when she got injured, she was just on the ground going, why? That's how I feel right now. Why? We only got one season left of Superman and Lois, and Superman is done for now. But okay, I gotta go. My computer is about to die. But I just gotta say, I truly believe he's gonna come back. Please don't prove me wrong. Please don't prove me wrong. And I am going to try to get into Penguin. So I may be coming back. If I watch Penguin, I'll come back and talk about Penguin. If you want to talk about Penguin. I've been hearing good things. It's another DC show. It's another Batman adjacent show, but I'll give it a chance. I love DC, which is why it's just the whole Batman adjacentness of it that makes me go, ugh. Especially when Matt Reeves was like, we tried to get Batman on the show. Whatever. I'm gonna watch Penguin. I'm gonna see how good. I mean, everybody keeps talking like it's the bee's knees, so I'm gonna check it out. I have something to say. I'll come and talk about it. But other than that, um, oh, my computer's about to go to sleep. Okay. So gotta go. Bye.